Hello everybody, my name is Anton. I'm starting a series of videos where I'm gonna be talking to you about this knife here, this type of knife called Yakut. They come from Siberia. So there are a couple of things that make them very unique, unlike any other blade that you see out there. There are many videos out there on YouTube, but I really would like to get a series of videos going where I can sum up everything I know and share with you guys about this very unique, very different kind of bushcraft tool called Yakut knife. Okay, so one of the distinguishing features, of course, about this knife is the fowler, right? This one here has a hand forged fowler on the right hand side. That's for right-handed people, and the other side is convex, right? So concave, convex. So that unique geometry allows the knife basically have less resistance with the cutting material, right? So when you cut something with the Yakut, the cutting material only touching your blade here and here, and look by how much you just reduced your friction, right, against the blade. So that's probably what, 90 to 95%. And the same thing on the other side, right? The material is only touching whatever you cut in here. So let me get a twig or something, I'll show you. There we go. So if you cut in wood, the material is only touching the blade one small area at a time because of its geometry, right? That lens shape. So that significantly reduces the friction. The knife goes through the cutting material a lot easier, right? So because of its shape, it also allows you to carve easily, right? Take small chunks out of the wood that you carve in, and it is a tool of choice for many wood carvers out there. All right. So the geometry of the Yakut knife goes way back, when the craftsmen had to walk for miles to pick up the ore that they could find naturally in its natural environment and then extract the precious iron from it, right? So the less material the craftsmen would use to make the blade was the better, but they also wanted a knife that was strong enough because, for a Siberian hunter to break his knife, it's equivalent to, slow and painful death in the harsh environments of Siberia, where they operated for months at a time, away from populated areas, right? So this geometry was driven by experience, and it allowed them to use as little iron, as possible to achieve the same or even better strength of a conventional blade, right? Because of this arch or concave convex geometry. For the same reasons the Romans built it, the aqueducts with a little bit of an arch shape there. For the same reasons why we still build bridges these days with a little bit of a curve there, because that is the strongest geometry, and a knife could withstand, Yakut knife with that geometry could withstand a lot more pressure applied on the blade, on the cross section like that, than any conventional blade would ever be able to withhold, right? So this geometry makes this knife completely, well, practically indestructible by a human limb. Any pressure that you could potentially apply with your hands, and legs for that matter, to the blade, it will certainly hold, right? Which makes it a good, reliable tool out in the bush. I'm talking to you guys about the Yakut blade, right? And it's a very distinctive, unique feature, the fowler, the hand forged fowler. In this case, on the right hand side, as I'm right-handed, it also could be customized for a left-handed user and be forged on the left-hand side, right? So besides its practicality and its strength, and the fact that the fowler allows the craftsman to use less material It also makes the blade a lot less heavy. Okay, when a blade is weighs less or less heavy, it is a lot easier to make a knife like that float. So a lot of traditionally crafted Siberian Yakut knives, they could be custom made with the hollow big handle, which would allow it to float in the water, right? So if you're out there hunting, fishing, and you accidentally drop your knife, you know, you're not gonna lose it permanently. And again, for a Siberian hunter, you know, to lose his primary tool of the trade, that's equivalent to a slow and painful death out in the harsh environment.